All right, guys, so one of the most important things, or I might argue the most important thing when you're throwing down to second happens before you even throw the ball. Happens before you even really start to throw the ball. And it has everything to do with your body position, okay? So if I'm catching and I'm facing this way, I might catch the ball and throw down to second, right? Or I might do it on my knees. But in order for us to have a consistent throw down to second, the very most important thing we can do is get our body in the same position every single time before we throw the ball. I'm talking about this position. It's after we've caught the ball, we've transferred it to our throwing hand, and we're in this position. I would say that this is the most important position to be able to make a consistent throw down to second. If we can get in the same position every single time, it doesn't matter where the pitcher throws the ball, we're going to be able to make a successful throw, okay? So if the ball is over here, it doesn't matter. We can pop into this same position. If the ball is up here, same position. The ball is right to me, same position. My body is able to get in that same position every time, and that control is going to allow me to make a consistent throw. And that's what we want. We want to be able to make a consistent throw every time. Okay, so we've got 4 drills to help our body remember this, build some muscle memory so that we can start to do it consistently. The first one is this. I call these explosive loads. You're gonna start with, I'm out of breath. You're gonna start with the medicine ball. This one's 8 pounds, okay? You can do anywhere between 5 and 15 pounds, whatever works for you. You're gonna start in your catching position. The ball is in the middle of my chest here, and I'm going to explode up with my legs from my catching position, boom, into this position. I'll show what it looks like from this angle. It'll be a bit better. So again, I'm starting in the middle of my chest, and then I'm exploding up. Woo! I'm tipping out the back here. That's not what we want. We want to make sure we're nice and balanced. Notice my knee on top of my toe. My hip is on top of that. Again, my front foot not on the ground, okay? I should be able to balance on this back foot. And again, I'm loaded. I'm not standing straight up. Okay, so that's what this looks like. Just one more time. Now I'll reset, go back down, and do it again. Because I want to be able to consistently get to this balanced position at the top of my load. Okay, drill number 2. These are explosive loads with a throw. So it's very similar to what we just did. The beginning is exactly the same. I'm going to start in my catching position, ball in the middle of my chest. I'm going to rake the ball up toward my ear and explode onto my back leg, balanced position. And then from here, I'm going to mimic the rotating or the turning motion of my throw and throw this ball into the wall, okay? So full speed, it's going to look like this. And this helps us to not only gather up all that power into our back leg, nice and stacked and strong and balanced, but also redirect all that power, boom, and bring it forward like we would do when we're actually throwing the ball down to second, right? We have to take a ball that's coming directly at us, completely change the momentum, and put it back towards second base, okay? So that's explosive loads with a throw. Okay, next up, drill number 3. These are called wall transfers, okay? So we're gonna mimic the same sort of motion that we've been doing in the last 2, but again, the point is to practice getting all of our weight onto our back leg to be able to be in a consistent position before we throw so that we can make a good throw down to second no matter where the ball takes us, okay? So this is going to be a little bit more movement. So we're gonna take a ball and we're gonna be throwing it against the wall to incorporate the transfer, because that part is hard. I mean, getting it from your glove to your hand at the right time and quickly enough is a really big part of being able to have a good pop time and throw out a lot of people at second base, right? So I'm gonna scooch down a little bit this way. Again, these are called wall transfers, but it's gonna incorporate the same body movement. So I'm gonna start in my throw down stance. So again, this isn't just a normal receiving stance. I'm not all the way down by my ankles. My hips are lifted and my legs are burning, right? So that I'm ready to explode out of there if she does try to steal second. Okay, so I'm here, I'm in my throw down position, my throw down stance. I'm using a wiffle ball, you can use a tennis ball, ball of socks, whatever you want. And I'm gonna throw it against the wall. And I'm going to transfer it from what would be my glove hand, and I'm going to get it into my throwing hand. I'm gonna show you up close, just so it's a little bit easier to see. So this is just what's happening with my hands up there. Ready? You can see that I'm not catching it, turning it, and bringing it to my hand. I'm keeping my thumbs up, ricocheting it into my throwing hand. This allows it to be really quick, okay? So that's what my hands are doing. And at the same time, I'm getting my legs into my explosive load position. So ready? The ball's coming at me, I'm in my throw down stance. I'm transferring it into my throwing hand and I'm getting to this position. My front foot is not hitting the ground. I am balanced on the back leg. Okay, this takes some practice, but keep going at it and you'll be able to notice yourself get more and more balanced, more and more strong. This is what it looks like. Again, the ball might go everywhere, but that's fine because the pitchers sometimes throw it everywhere and that's okay. That's our job to catch it and still be able to make a good throw down to second. Okay, next up we've got drill number 4. This is our last one. These are called ladder loads. So the point of these is to, again, just be able to practice a lot of times over, getting our weight onto that back leg and getting ourselves into that balanced position before we throw. Okay, like you can see, I am starting on an agility ladder here. So I'm gonna start at this square. Normally this is for the first one, but my camera angle is better for this one. So I'm going to take my feet outside of this square. I'm gonna be inside, or in my catching position, right, in my throw down stance. I'm gonna have the ball in my glove hand. If I had a glove on and had the ball inside my glove, that would be even better because I'd get to practice transferring the ball from my glove hand into my throwing hand. So if you've got a glove, throw it on. Otherwise, this will do just fine. So again, my feet are just outside of this square. I'm in my throw down stance. All I'm gonna do is I'm gonna transfer my throwing hand and I'm gonna end up in my explosive load position. Watch. Do you notice that? I'm balanced, right? I'm balanced and my foot, my right foot, my back foot that I've loaded all of my power onto, that foot ends up being in the square that my 2 feet started or outside of. Okay, so I start outside of square 1, let's say, and I do my explosive load, my foot should end in square 1. Then I back up 1 square, get back in my explosive loads, boom. Did I end up in square 2 because that's where I started? Great, I'm outside of square 3. Boom, am I balanced? Good. Am I still in square 3? Awesome. And square 4 and so on, okay? We want to be able to get as much practice as we can getting into that consistent position. Good luck, guys.